Welcome to the Player 3 podcast. My name is Rick, and as always, I'm here with Tisha, who is wearing Mickey ears.
They're mini ears, thank you.
Mini ears. Sorry, I've ruined them already. Mini ears, which is a completely different style to what you normally are.
So I don't have a mini shirt. I need this is a retro. Did you know I got this at like a thrift shop, Rick? I don't even know, in Arkansas. Randomly, I just stopped and there's this Mickey, and I was like, oh, I need that. And it is retro. I want to say it's from the 80s, I think. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
And then did you
going.
see? I'm really like branding today with my
last week
90s.
You had a stormtrooper. This time you've got Tigger. I mean, I'm starting to see the Disney theme coming in. I'm just curious though. What brings in such a Disney aspect?
You know, Rick,
right now,
you should know that I was born on Walt Disney's birthday. So that's the first thing you should know. I'm already born in the Walt Disney energy.
I forgot.
And then
I apologize.
And then I grew up on Disney. Like, I could talk to somebody about 80s and 90s Disney programs for days. I was doing Mousercise in like 1982 or something. Like, I was so little with my tights and my little leotard and my little leg warmers. Like, I don't know. But I've gone to Disneyland a couple of times. I took myself by myself for my birthday in 2023, I think. And then I've gone as a kid. I've been to Disney World once, and Isty is in Orlando. And I am pretty sure that if you're listening to this and you're going to Orlando, you may or may not be doing what I'm doing. I'm going to be at Disney World at some point in the week. And this is me getting ready, but this is also me getting ready for our guest today, you know? Yeah, I'm like, definitely, I'm ready. I'm ready for this episode.
Well, how about we actually introduce our guest?
Let's do it. So, without further ado, I'm glad you're all gathered here today because we have Keke Powell with us, and I have been fangirling backstage before we ever get recorded.
This time.
Yes, massively. You know what it is about Keke? I mean, first of all, if you don't know Keke, you're going to know her now because we're going to talk about her and give her the platform to share her story. But she is an award-winning educator. She's taught in not only Texas, where she is currently, but also in Hawaii. She's an elementary teacher. She has, listen, if I were to give you Keke's resume of awards, it would take a while. And I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to tell you is the one that stands out the most to me and the one I see most often is she has been recognized as an HEB in excellence in education rising star finalist. And I question this because why is she not one? Like, I am actually calling out HEB right now because why? Like, what are you doing? There's so much that she's doing. And what I think is so unique about Keke shows up authentically as herself. And if you know Keke, you know she shows up in costume a lot of times, which is why I am in costume today, because I wanted to be in the Keke energy. She's so fun, and she believes that learning should be fun, and learning should be fun for everyone. And I believe that too. That is what Play Ed 3 is all about. So officially, welcome to the Play Ed 3 podcast, Keke. We're so glad to have you.
And I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm disappointed in Rick for not dressing up for you. So
I didn't get the memo. Don't start giving me the hard time.
You know what, Rick? I told you follow Keke. Go follow. If you had just followed her, you would have immediately been like, "Oh, I need to show up."
Just for clarification for everybody, every time we have a guest, it's the first time that I have the pleasure to meet every guest every single week. Tisha has got a history with these people, and the first thing she says to me every time is, "Go follow them on Facebook," and I'm like, I'm not a stalker. They don't know me. I'm not going to be that random person that appears and everybody's going, who's this Rick person every time?
No, that's called the British politeness. And which I find hilarious. And I think it's what makes Rick and I so funny, like our dynamic, because I am coming in with like the pure born and raised in Texas energy. Like, I'm just going to say, like, go follow Keke because we're Texans. Like, she's not going to not accept you. And then you are coming in with the British politeness, and it cracks me up every time because I'm like, no, she's our guest. Like, I'm pretty sure you're going to be friends after this. So you might as well just do it.
And I can confirm that I did accept his friend request.
There we go.
We started.
Thank you very much.
Facebook official, Rick. Facebook official
Facebook
now.
official. There we go. That's all I needed.
Well, Keke, you know what? I'm just gonna. I need to jump in. I told her this backstage and on a Facebook message. I have so many questions for her, and I just don't know that one episode's gonna cover it, per usual for me. But I think that you are a soccer player. Is that true?
I am. I've played soccer my whole life. It started when I was 4, and
Wow.
then it got me a soccer scholarship to play in Hawaii. So that's the bridge from Texas to Hawaii. And then after college, I was like, ooh, to go back to Texas, stay in Hawaii. And it actually, with all the craziness in my life that happened, it worked out. And I ended up staying in Hawaii for 10 years. And then
Wow.
when I got
Wow.
back to Texas, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start playing soccer again. So I've been like doing all these tricks and things that you see on social media. And I'm like, I don't know why I didn't pull these out of my bag sooner. I just recently started showing off what I could do.
That's amazing. I asked this question because Rick, in England, he's in England, and that's football. And I have been to a Man City football game. I was actually on the lawn, was that close up. I love the game. And unfortunately, I don't know a ton about it. But in Texas, it seems that football and soccer have really become super popular.
Yes.
Are you into, I believe there are some big games coming to Texas. Are you paying attention to those? Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, actually I'm going to the World Cup. In right
Yes.
before ISTE.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, absolutely. That's amazing. I really love it. Did you know they're paying that somebody is paying? I guess there's going to be a lucky person and you get
I
paid to
saw
watch
this.
all the games.
Yes.
And I was like, I don't think I'm qualified, but I think I know somebody who might be.
I thought about it and I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, if I was here all of June, hands
Keke,
down,
I was
I would
going
have
to say you would be the perfect person actually to do this. There's so many opportunities for that. Rick, did you play soccer? I don't remember. Or football?
I played football in school and stuff, but that's
Yeah.
as far as it ever got. I was usually
Yeah.
the one in net. I was the goalkeeper most of the time.
Soccer,
Um,
yeah. Soccer wasn't a big deal. I was a softball player though, Keke, which I think might impress you. I was a softball player and I was playing girls softball, and then I played in a co-ed league. But soccer, when I was growing up, soccer was like not the popular sport. And then as I became a teacher, especially in North Texas where I live, it's a big deal. I mean,
yeah.
I know so many female soccer players in high school who have gotten scholarships to go on and play, which I think is fantastic. Always going to be a fan of that.
I have
That's
to ask though,
amazing.
which position do you play?
Forward.
Forward. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
love to score goals and it's just fun. And
Yeah.
at school we have soccer club. So I help run the soccer club. And so
Oh,
That's
I'm not gonna
brilliant.
lie, scoring on elementary
on
kids
that.
is me and I'm like so excited. You would have thought I scored in the World Cup by my reaction, but I just get so excited.
I love that attitude. You know what's so funny? Like a lot of times when I play with the younger kids on any game, there's like this, oh, you should let them win. I'm like, no, I'm winning. If I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
It's
so
a competition. Doesn't matter what the
absolutely.
age is. It's fine.
And I still text my mom and dad. I'm like, Mom, Dad, I scored today in soccer.
That is so fun. I love that you update your family on that. Well, so did you grow up in Texas? Like,
I did.
tell me a little bit. Did you grow up in the same place that you're teaching, or did you grow up somewhere else?
So I grew up in a small town called Kerrville, Texas. Most people know Kerrville because of Johnny Mansell.
Yeah.
He was in my graduating class.
Really?
That's always a conversation starter.
It's not a conversation here, but I do know who he is. And that is fascinating that
Yeah.
I always love that. That's a great story.
Yeah. And then when I moved back to Texas, I wanted to go somewhere different. And it worked out that the school that I'm at, it was just opening. It was brand new.
Oh.
And I wanted a fresh level playing field. Everyone's coming in is new. So it'd be easier for me, like
Ooh.
literally moving my whole life to somewhere else. And so I'm glad it worked out because I actually really like my school. I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
probably end up retiring here too.
How many years have you been at the school total?
This is my 4th year.
Wow. That's so, listen, so I need to know this because I just want to know the brains behind Keke. And I know Rick is going to get into some of your like soccer experience, the team mindset and all of that in a little bit. So you'll be up soon, Rick, but I have to know, when did you start dressing up for your classroom and how did that come about?
Okay. So when I was student teaching in Hawaii, This is probably, if I graduated college in 2015, it had been in 2015. I remember going to school for Halloween, doing my like observation hours, and I showed up in a clown costume and no one had a costume on. And I was like, wait a minute, it is Halloween. Why do we not have our costumes on?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, you just go out around and parade in it and then you just take it off and go home. And I'm like, no, the purpose of a costume is you wear it all day. And I was like, no, this is not a thing. Like, we need to make our own rules. And so slowly over the years, I would start dressing up a little bit more and more. But when you live in Hawaii, it's a little bit harder to dress in costumes because it's hot and humid.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
whenever I came to Texas, I'm like, oh, we got AC. Because when you are in Hawaii, your schools are outdoors. And so we didn't get ACs until like 2018, I believe, in our classrooms.
Wow.
And so, okay, come to Texas, we have centralized cooling. People don't realize how grateful that is. That is a gift to have.
Rick definitely knows
Yep,
that.
we don't have it anywhere.
They don't have aircon either.
So
No,
you get it.
I
And so,
completely get it.
yes. And then I had this idea of like, you know what? Growing up, I was always the soccer player for Halloween dressing up. And I'm like, I've always wanted to try these different outfits.
Yeah.
Let's see what hits. And so I'd start off with like, maybe once a month I'll do some type of theme. And then I started doing social media.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, instead of getting paid, how about you buy me a costume? And so I just made a whole costume wish list and people started buying them. And I was thinking, oh, I gotta have bigger dreams. I'm like, what? I'll be like porn, I'll be what else do I have? The World, the Recycling Man. I just started like being intentional what was coming up. And then I started seeing like my kids' reaction into it. And they were like, why are you dressed like that? If I'm not in a costume, they think something's wrong. Like I'm going through something. I'm like, I do like to dress like a normal person today. Today I'm in my Spurs attire.
I noticed that.
Nice.
I noticed that. I love that.
And so that's kind of like where it all started. And then it just became now I have over 100 costumes. And now I have to like really be intentional because if I don't wear at least like 3 or 4 a week, I will not get to finish wearing them. They'll just stay in the closet. And
do you have them like organized in a certain way? How do you organize that many costumes?
Yeah.
I used to when I just moved places. And so my old house, I had a separate closet and they were all aligned from August to May on when I would wear them. And then now when I moved to a smaller home, they're kind of just in storage.
Yeah.
But I have 13 totes of costumes. I didn't know I had 13. I counted the other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool. What is your favorite
Amazing.
one? Like, let's just say that I came to your house and I was like, Keke, we got to give all these away. You can keep one. Which one would you keep?
Ooh. Probably the sun because my school is Sunfield, and so it's a really radiating sun. And
That's such a good answer. See, so
wait, let me tell you this real quick.
Oh, say it.
Go on.
And also I accidentally I eat with my costumes on and I stay in the sun and I literally because my sun costume is actually right next to me because I had to give it to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I have sunspots. Get it, the joke because I stained it. There's sunspots on the sun. I need you to get it out for me. And she was like, why can't you just wash it? I'm like, because you're a mom. You can do these things.
Yeah.
And you're tired.
And also, if the sun gets messed up, you can blame your mom.
And so she washed it and everything, and the sun is good to go.
Oh, that's so good. Here, the reason I get excited, Keke, about the sun, and if anybody is listening and has been listening to the Play It Through podcast, you'll already know this information. But my sun sign is Sagittarius, so it's fire. My rising sign is an Aries. That's also fire. I was born in El Paso, which is nicknamed the Sun City. When I worked at Wakelet, and I would come to the office, they would always sing, Here Comes the Sun. I have a sun tattoo. And so I go see sunsets. It's sort of my thing. I would also pick the sun costume. So I'm really loving that answer. So tell me a little bit. I want to know this because I'm just like trying to put myself in that place. And if I were at my school, they were like, we just take our costumes off and then we move on. How did your colleagues, like, how do the parents, how do people respond when you're in costume on like a normal Tuesday?
I love to wear a costume during an ARD or an IEP meeting to throw people off. Because like you said earlier, people are way too serious,
They
and
are.
it's like, it's not that serious. I'm like, we can like tone it down just a little bit.
I love that. Has there ever been an administration? I mean, obviously you have the support of your
Yes.
school and all the
Yes.
things that you're doing, but has there ever been a parent who's like, I refuse to come in there with her in a costume?
No, sometimes they're just like, okay, that's your choice today. But here's my favorite thing. If I know I have a doctor's appointment and it's cold outside and I'm wearing a onesie, I'm going to show up to the doctor's appointment with my onesie. So my
Okay.
doctor like looks forward to when I'm coming sometimes because she goes, love the costume today, you know?
Yeah, you know what, I have to go back to that. You are absolutely right, and often, I will remind Rick on this podcast, and it is funny because I do give him a hard time, so this is just
all,
me teasing him again.
all the
But,
time.
he is millennial, leaning more in the Gen X with sprinkles of some boomer or something in there, like one of our podcast guests
Don't
said.
go further back on me.
Okay, but hold on.
Boomer.
So I will have to remind him, like, I'll be like, the name of our podcast by design and intention is Play Ed 3. And I have to go, we have to have fun. I'm going to dress up. I'm not going to be serious. And he has to remind me sometime. He's like, Tisha, this white paper on Keke Powell, like, this is not a corporate environment. Okay. And I'm like, but I need all the info on Keke.
That's funny.
No, I think what I love about your energy, your attitude is that do you feel like what I'm about to say, you are a walking reminder to people to be authentic, to have fun when they're learning, and to also have fun outside of the classroom too. Do you feel that you embody that when you're going from place to place or room to room?
Yeah, my kids tell me all the things. And I love that kids are like raw filters. I have a girl who
Mhm.
tells me every day, Miss Powell, we're trying to learn about grammar right now, and it is not the time to start laughing about and cracking jokes. And I'm like, she's holding me accountable. I was like,
Yes.
all right, girl, I'll try my best to keep it serious, but sometimes I just can't hold it in. I'm like,
It's so funny. You know what? This is Jace, who is 16. He's my son. Just this week, I came out of a meeting or after work one day, and I just started like acting like a kid without even really knowing it. And then he kind of just looked over at me and he was like, you do know that you're an adult, right? And I was like, yeah, I know I'm an adult, but that does not mean that you don't have fun, right? Like adults should
absolutely.
still have fun. And I think it's so important as adults for us to re-identify with the little versions of ourselves. The reason I looked over is because I have a picture of myself in a beautiful white dress. I'm like 3 or 4 years old, and I keep it in a frame in multiple rooms in my house to remind myself, Tisha, are you having fun? Are you doing things that that little girl would think is fun and that she would be proud of? And it's like a reminder. I think it's so important. And I think you are teaching your kids such a valuable lesson without them even knowing it, even though they're keeping you accountable
Yeah.
on that lesson, right? Oh, it's so good. Okay. Rick, what questions do you have for Keke now?
My goodness.
I have a lot.
18 minutes in and you're already allowing me to ask a question.
Wow. I just got
What
excited.
was it, like 40 minutes the last one?
Mm-mm. Untrue.
Mm.
Untrue.
Sorry, 35
No.
minutes. No. Okay. Well, I'd like to go back to the soccer stuff because I find that's really interesting because first off, someone across the pond that has a history of playing soccer, still plays soccer, has such a... First off, do you have a particular team that you support?
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Oh,
first
that's
ultimate
hard.
question.
Oh, we know.
I'm really into women's sports, like women's basketball, women's soccer, you name it. And I really like right now. Trinity Robbins probably would be my favorite. I really enjoy watching her, and I
Mm-hmm.
like her presence, and I really like her relationship with Ben Shelton too. I just think it's the cutest thing.
Yeah.
I'm totally here for it,
I love it.
and I
What
just love watching the highlights.
if
Amazing.
Rick and I were going to take you to a football game in England, in Manchester, we'll be specific. If we were going to take you to a football game in Manchester, would you pick Man City or Man United?
I would pick Man United, but if I really had to pick, it'd be Chelsea.
Ah,
Ooh.
yep. I knew that one was coming. But Rick does like your Man United answer, so I think that's gonna It's going to
Yep,
suffice.
united all the way. Although I do find it funny that I'm probably going to need to fact check this, but City Stadium's called the Etihad Stadium,
Mhm.
and Etihad in Arabic means united.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
So
that.
apparently they are also changing it soon, I
Really?
believe.
Yeah.
I could be
Yeah.
wrong. This will probably come out and it's not changed, but anyway. But yeah, going back to the football side. So obviously you had 10 years in Hawaii playing soccer. What's something that you learned from playing with a team, having that physical engagement that's helped you to understand what you bring into the classroom today from what
I
you
would
learned playing soccer?
and every question someone's ever asked me, nobody has asked that particular question of how
That's
to
why I
bring
just
soccer into the classroom. I was
yeah.
thinking, wow, that's so good.
That's I
Because
just want to bring something different every time. This is why
listen,
Tish doesn't allow me to speak because I
that's
come up
not
with
true.
such
No,
amazing
no.
No, honestly, it's a
Let me
first. It's a
clarify.
first.
I actually tell Rick every episode, I say, I want to find something that they've never been
No,
asked. I
you
want to
don't, Tish.
spotlight
Tish,
something every
don't try and
time.
pull the stardom
Go
from
ahead.
me.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Rick and
We're
Kiki, go ahead and
derailing the
start them.
question.
I think growing up, you're always like working collectively as a team, and your team is really like your sisterhood. I mean, you see those people all the time. I was grateful that the first girl that I met off the plane became my lifelong best friend. So much so that she is married to a guy that I went to high school with, that I set them up. And now she teaches at the my school that I grew up in. And when I was living in Hawaii, I taught at the school that she
Oh
grew
my
up in, and so we, like,
goodness.
Wow.
switched, and so
That's cool.
I just think it's crazy. Because I'm an only child, so I
Mm.
thrive with, like, any type of community, having people close to me, and so my soccer teammates, there's still quite a few actually that we all talk and keep in touch with, and they just do life with you. I mean, if I'm gonna
Yeah.
spend all of this time with you, I wanna be invested, and it
Yeah.
goes back into your coworkers and your colleagues.
Mhm.
We see our colleagues more than most people that we see in our family,
Yes.
or whoever you have at home. And then it goes into your classroom. I always tell my kids, I see you for what, 8 hours, 40 hours a week. I only get to see my parents maybe once or twice a month. I'm seeing you
Yes.
Mhm.
more than my own family. So we
Yeah.
have to make this a fun, safe, a thriving environment, because this is where all of our time is going into. And
Mhm.
so that ties back into being intentional. That's my word of the year for myself.
Yep. Yep.
Making sure everything's intentional with what I do and how I can make it align. So with soccer, just having the funness of just bridging community with people. That's how I like to make it all align.
I
Love
love
it.
that. Did you learn anything, being on that soccer team about, like, conflict resolution that you still use today with your students or with colleagues? Like, do you find yourself, that experience of soccer, like, helping you to lead in your own school community?
Yeah, I think as I get older, I actually try not to be the leader. I like to be just the person, like, stepping back.
Yep.
People get surprised when we go to, like, a conference, or if we go to a room together and they're like, "You're not gonna be the person to, bring attention to yourself." I'm like, "No, I'm actually the person who sits in the back, because I
Mhm.
I want to hear what everyone else has to say and take it in, and then if I feel like I wanna answer, then I will, but
Mhm.
most likely, no, I just learned to let other people take control. I
Yeah.
learned how to be more of a follower, because I feel like
Mhm.
as teachers, we're strictly leaders,
Yep.
and that is our role, and sometimes it's okay to pass the baton to somebody else.
Mhm.
Such great advice, actually. Such great advice. So you talk community, and I know that you're an ambassador for like 11 plus different ed tech platforms. All good, all good. They all have communities. You talk about community. It's how I started, was community of other educators. I'm interested to know, like, how do you personally, I know your school probably has a process, but how do you personally decide what you're going to use in your classroom versus what you're gonna kinda leave on the shelf, if you will, and how what is your process for even testing that?
Yeah, I have to be an expert at it first before I can
Mm.
even give it to my kids. Sometimes, like, I'll throw something out there, I'll be like, "I just learned this new platform." Like, for instance, let's say Note. Note is hot off the press, and it's really big right now. I'm like, we're going to listen to a podcast. I was just taught how to do this and I don't know how it's going to go, but let's try it. And so we play the
Mhm.
podcast and I'm like, all right, did we like it? Did we not like it? And they're like, no one's ever played a podcast in here, or like they never had the experience. And so
Mhm.
they gave me feedback. They liked it. We tried it. And so trial
Yeah.
and error sometimes.
Would you
Mhm.
say that your students really help drive that decision more than anything?
Yes, if they like it, then I will learn more about it and I will implement it. And
Yeah.
then, for instance, like I really love Kahoot. And so we'll
Mhm.
play a lot of Kahoots. And if this group of kids like it, I'll keep enhancing it a little more. And some don't like it, and that's okay. I'm like, I will find another thing for you and see what you like.
Yeah, I know you're teaching, is it 2nd grade, is that right? Yeah,
Yes.
2nd grade, I love I love 2nd graders. I'm wondering, how do you, especially, and this is really just a technology, like, emerging technology question that I just on the fly came up with, but how, in the age of AI and how things are so rapidly changing, how do you prepare your students, as young as they are, for things like media literacy, digital citizenship? How are you I know that you're probably weaving it into the things you're already doing. So what are some things that work that you think are giving them that foundation? Because that's a big one. I mean, there are some adults who don't even have the foundation of those two things. So tell me what you got.
So I don't feel like I'm a super expert in all of these things, but I mean, we've been teaching or citizenship for ever. But
Mhm.
now it's like more enhanced because there's more tools out there.
Right.
And so having my students know, like, all right, you're representing yourself and whatever you put out there, and there's a paper trail. Your name is tied onto everything.
Mhm.
So whatever you comment on, everyone can see it. And
Mhm.
so it also helps with the no cell phone policies in
Mhm.
school. So I'm like, that's one barrier out the door that I
Did
don't have to
did
worry
were
about.
they bringing phones to school? Were your 2nd graders bringing phones before that policy?
Yes.
That is fascinating to me. Like,
Yeah.
as I cannot imagine 8-year-old Tisha with a phone. That would be not good, probably. Like, 8 years old, and I'm an advocate of technology for students, right? And teaching them how
Yeah.
to use it for meaningful, intentional ways, but I just cannot imagine having a classroom of 2nd graders bringing a device. Because you think about it, they're 2nd graders. So you're already in charge of them, like, as a whole, but then you bring in a device, and that just adds so much stress for you guys as teachers. That's so difficult to manage. It's so interesting because we did some episodes last season on that policy, and there's so many varying opinions on that. This is really good to, like, hear your perspective. Yeah. How young is too young? We did have that question. We won't go back to that,
Yes.
Rick. I think Rick and I
No, thank
Rick and
you.
I had a little debate about that. Okay, Rick, do you have any other questions around soccer or leading? I'm, again, just offering you an opportunity here, extending a carrot, a spot
I
of tea.
a spot.
Sorry, sorry.
Fuck you.
I sorry. It's because I'm wearing the
No,
costume. It's Kiki's
I
such
know.
fun energy that is, like, bringing
It,
it out of me, and I don't
it
even mean
is.
for it
It
to.
is. I think one of the biggest things that I saw when I was doing my deep dive, just so you know, I have a full blown dissertation on you, Kiki, because you've got so much stuff, and my dyslexic brain is like so overwhelmed by the volume of content on here. But one of the things that really stood out for me, obviously, we have the soccer side, but mentioned very, very briefly that you like to travel, and you said
Mhm.
you like to also travel 4 times a year, at least. Is that correct?
Now it's even more. It
That's
was like once
absolutely.
a month for a while.
I wish I was traveling once a month. That's amazing. But the one thing that really drew me in, you have a group of friends that you travel with. And I'd just like to just understand that story because I feel like there's something huge behind all of that and what that means to you and how everything's come together. Because obviously you mentioned you're an only child, community is important, but having that group, because obviously you have your classroom, you have your teachers, everything that you do, but you have your personal side with that group of friends that you go traveling around. Could you tell me a little bit more about that? Because I know you've got a name for it, and I'm going to end up butchering it if I say it. So, in respect for that, I don't. I would like you to go into detail on it.
Yeah, so they're the Ina fam. Ina means island, so the island family. And so it kind of started off in 2016. It started off with Micah and I. It was the two of us. Micah and I were roommates. And so he actually kept me in Hawaii because it was like 4 days I was about to leave and I needed a new living situation. And Micah goes, "Well, why don't you come live with me and my family?" And I was thinking, okay, I don't know. Well, let's try it out. And so Micah has a huge family. He has uh 5 brothers, and then he had a cousin, and then at that time there was 8 of us living in the home. And I was thinking, I don't know how to live with 8 people. And it was the
That's so funny.
it was
Hold on, that's a really good point. Like, I don't know how,
yeah.
like, you went from an only child to you're like, I'm gonna live with 8 people now.
Yeah. And
I
it was
can I can relate to that. I'm an only child as well, so yeah.
And it was the best gift I probably could have ever
Aw.
gotten because Micah's family is definitely my family. I can always call on them for anything. And we were like super tight knit. His mom really took me under his wing.
Mhm.
And so then at that point, Dayton came in the picture. So Dayton was my first ever guy friend that I ever met in college. And the only reason why I met him was because he was my best friend's best friend at the time. Or they were all still really tight. And so there was 3 of us. And then we met, we brought Shane and Ash into the group. And Shane, I met through my best friend T, who lives here in Texas with me now. And then Ash, um, when she came in the picture, we were all on their first date together. We ended up going hiking in one of the waterfalls. And I remember that it was so muddy that Shane had to keep catching me. And I kept telling her, I'm so sorry if I'm messing up this date. I'm like,
Aw.
like, he's literally saving me from falling off the cliff. Like, thank you so much. And then it all worked out great because we went out to eat to a place called Teddy's Biggers Burgers, and like we made it official. And I'm like, perfect, she's in the fam. There's like another girl in the group.
Aw.
And then Ferd came along. Ferd went to Kanolani Elementary School. That's the school that I taught at. Well, when he moved here from the Philippines in first grade, his first ever friend was Dayton. And so there's like so
Wow.
many connections. It's a small
Wow.
world. And Dayton and Ferd went to high school together. And I remember we were all like eating out and having dinner. And I'm like, hey, invite him to our mini staycation the following weekend. I was like, let me feel him out. Let me see how it is. And so he came, Ferd and I hit it off, and I was like, okay, he's in the fam. And so from then we just started traveling all together, and it was just a good time. I felt like we were in our own like reality TV show
That's
because
so cool.
we all have the very
Wow.
same personalities. We all love to have fun. We all are into the same things. And
Aw.
I, we just randomly were like, where are we going? Let's go to Canada. So we booked a whole trip to Canada, and then we'll go like island hopping, and the whole fam has come and see me. And then 2 weeks ago, Ferd came down to visit me
I
because the
saw
Spurs
that.
were
I
in the
saw that on
playoffs.
Facebook, where yes, I saw it. That's so
Yes.
the energy from your posts when you see this group, the group of people that you formed is like it is palpable. Even like I didn't know anything about it, right? I haven't heard the story, but you can just tell that there is such a huge, deep bond between all of you, right?
Yes.
It would just
Yes.
priceless. So what is the coolest place that you've all traveled to together?
Whistler, Canada. We went snowboarding and skiing all together for the
Wow.
first time.
Wow. So are you all athletes? Were you all athletes growing
Yeah.
up? Yeah. I'm like, you have to be because I'm like, if I was part of the fam, Kiki, I'd be like, listen, guys, I'm gonna just hold your bags here.
Yeah, we'll
I
be
don't
there
want to
face
break anything.
planting into the snow every time. That's as athletic as
So
we get.
So when you're vetting people in the fam, I'm going to call them the fam, but like when you're vetting them, like, cause you said, I need to fill them out. Like, what are you looking for? What type of personality do you all have? And what do you sort of shy away from whenever you're bringing, because traveling together, let me just say,
Yeah.
living with 8 people is one thing. Traveling all together, going to the same place with all the different things that could possibly happen, that is a bonding moment. So, who are you looking for? What type of person?
You have to be first off flexible because I cannot tell you how many hiccups just randomly happen. So you got to be flexible, have a positive attitude, and you cannot take any joke that we say personal. Like
Yep.
we're just having a good time.
Yeah.
Like just let it roll off.
Yeah,
That's
it's so
good.
interesting
That is
because
good.
I'm actually picturing that. Like, how do you even like? Do you all just naturally agree on where you're gonna eat, or what airline you're gonna take, or when you're gonna stop for snacks? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting real down into the weeds because those are important things to me. Like, I might be hangry, and your group may be like, "No, Tisha, we're not eating right now. We got to go snowboarding for like 5 more miles," and I feel
Yeah.
like I'm out, guys.
So I'm the planner usually for the
Are
group.
you
So
okay?
I like will
Okay.
make a whole itinerary and I'm like,
Okay.
here's kind of the idea if you want. And so like for instance, Ferd and Dayton just were both here.
Yeah.
I knew Ferd was coming. I know what he needs to be successful. He needs
Ah.
sunflower seeds, gummy clusters, he needs his muscle milk,
Gosh.
he needs a
Yes.
nothing but bundt cake. So I
Yes.
have everything ready so he will not say, Kiki, I need to go here. I need to go. No, I have it all ready
Yes.
for you to go.
Yes. Yes. That's so funny. You know
Got it
what? No
sorted.
kidding. I kind of was in that role at Wakelet. Like Rick can tell you. Do you remember, Rick, when you came for TCA? And I was like going from room to room and I
Oh,
was like,
yeah,
here are your
yeah.
bananas. Here's your water. Here's your this. Because I was like, do not come to me telling me you're hungry or thirsty. Like, I think that's a teacher in us, don't you think? Like, we're trying to anticipate. And I actually say that phrase that you just used, I'm going to give you everything that you need to be successful. I say that so often to my own kids, like Jace and his friends who are all 16 and they sleep over. I'm like, here's your trash bag. Here's your breakfast. Here are all the things to be successful. I'm going to be doing this other thing. And he has started using it back to me. And so like, he'll be like, here are all your things to be successful. I'm going to go play video games now or whatever. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. So do you just naturally like you naturally grow this group? Is there a limit to people that you're going to bring into this group? Like in your mind, Kiki, are you like, we got to cap this at like 20?
I only worry whoever comes in. I'm like, well, if I get a boyfriend, I'm like, oh man, they have to be cool with 4 of
Yes.
my best guy friends.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
when Dayton and Ferd and Micah all get boyfriends, I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I mean girlfriends, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Girlfriends.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I'm like, hopefully they'll bring someone like calm, cool, collective. Like
Sure.
some
Sure.
I feel like we're all low maintenance. And I think that's why
Mm,
we get along so well because we don't have to look the best. We just
right.
want to go out and
Mhm.
see and do
And have
things.
fun and do things.
Yeah.
Yeah, just experience life. So I'm interested in this, and I don't know that anybody's ever asked you this, but count on Rick and I to ask you the things that nobody's asked you. So I know that you are an influencer. And I don't know. You can answer this or not, but I want to know. Like, for example, people go to my Twitter account. They used to go and I think I had 11,000 followers, and Rick and Ryan would always make fun of me for that. And I was like,
Yep.
I didn't intend on having this many followers. It was not intentional. I was just sharing what I was doing with my students. So, did you plan that first of all? Did it just naturally occur with the costuming? Like, how did that come about?
So I started Miss Pal Teaches because I needed things for my classroom.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I need pencils. I need this. I need that.
Yeah.
And so it naturally just occurred the way that it is. And so people always ask me, would you ever really teaching for social media? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not as, it is fun. Don't get me wrong. I do have a blast
Sure.
like getting and connecting to meeting people, but it's not like my passion and love
Yeah.
for things to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure like as you grew that entire brand that is now your brand, I'm sure that there were learnings along the way. We talk a lot about entrepreneurship with students. That's what our book is
Mhm.
revolving around. The episode before this one talks about entrepreneurship with teachers and kind of what to be mindful of. So I'm wondering, as you were working out these brand deals, because it is sort of an entrepreneurial business on the side, right? Like, what is the biggest thing that you learned? For example, Rick and I, when we put it together our LLC before our book was published, one of the things that I learned very painfully is the whole tax process on the LLC. And every year I'm like, oh, I got to go do this thing right. Like, and I didn't know anything about it. So I basically was teaching myself, what's the biggest thing that you've learned as a teacher slash entrepreneur while you're sort of working these things out and negotiating these brand deals?
I feel like just knowing your worth and value, I feel like it's always changing. I'm like, am I, this is bad. I'm like, am I worth this much for this real? I'm like,
Sure.
for the amount of time that I put into this. And
Sure.
so knowing like when, and also when to say no, because sometimes I'm like, I am
Hmm.
just so busy.
Yeah.
I cannot squeeze this through. And sometimes they're like, no, we can work around your schedule. And so okay, I take back. It would be that
Yeah.
making people work around you, because if they wanna
Ooh,
work with you, they will make the time and the effort,
good.
Yeah.
and I'm really into my gym phase right now, so I've been
Ooh.
taking every business call on the treadmill.
Yeah. Did you know I just bought a walking pad, Kiki? You'd be so proud. I'm like,
They
I'm
love
getting
it.
in there. You're gonna have to encourage me because Rick has also been in a gym phase. He's about to run a half marathon, so he's been a gym rat too. I know he's
No.
know what?
Well, I'm not running. I'm not running the half marathon that's I'm supposed to be running. Well,
What
this
do you
time
mean?
when this episode goes out, I will have supposedly run it. But
He has an injury. He's working through an injury. So as an athlete,
yeah,
if you have any tips for Rick to get through
I've damaged one of my ligaments in
this,
my knee.
yeah, yeah.
Three
Kiki, I
I
three
mean,
weeks
love
as of recording this, it will be 3 weeks tomorrow is the half marathon,
yeah.
and they said it's gonna as of earlier this week 4 to 6 weeks recovery.
I think he can do it, Kiki. Are we thinking wrong? I mean, like I was in physical
I'm
therapy for my
concerned.
shoulder.
I've not run.
I think
You're
you can
not
do
running
it.
on your hands. I'm
Okay. What does
I'm not
Kiki think?
running at the moment.
Kiki is the play at 3 doctor now.
Yeah. Okay. Official
um,
doctor.
I'm the worst. I will literally go play a soccer game
See?
knowing that I didn't
See?
stretch or
You see?
run for a week, but I'm like, I do the treadmill every day, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I would recommend cupping. I love to
Oh.
cup. I do it once a week, and I'll do, like, my whole body,
You
and
do
it
it
feels so
yourself?
good.
Are you doing it yourself?
Well, yes. So Micah is a massage therapist, so
Oh,
he used to cut me all the time, so I kinda
Ah.
got learned how to do it, and so then it's just like the silicone cups, and I just
Yeah.
stick it on my shoulders, and then
oh,
wherever
you're gonna
Ah.
have to send that to Rick and me. I was in physical therapy for my shoulder, and I didn't even do it in an athletic injury. I was like putting luggage overhead on the overhead bin in the plane, and almost tore my rotator cuff, which let me just tell you is not a good thing. Yeah.
ouch.
So I was like in physical therapy, and it's funny because now Rick. I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny. I'm so sorry. It's funny that you are also having to go through this because
I know. I know. I
I
thought I
just
was
got
doing
finished.
well, and then right before I am supposed to be doing it, I go and damage my freaking knee,
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm just
okay.
like, yeah.
If
But
if you need,
I've got if I obviously this will go out after, but if I don't do it, I do have one that I've scheduled for at the
I don't
beginning of
know.
October.
Think you should just do
So
what Kiki does and just go, just go and see what
if I
happens.
end up walking around Isti in crutches,
Okay,
I'm blaming you.
okay. No,
Not
I take
Kiki,
all
I'm
of that
blaming
back.
you.
I take it all
Okay.
back then.
Tish will be pushing you,
I'll have to push you in
Yeah.
the stroller at Walt Disney World. That would not be fun.
but you'll be in the front of the lines.
I like your thinking. Right, that's it. Half
So
marathon, here I
funny.
come.
I think that's so good. So I want to talk. You said you wouldn't leaving. I mean, leaving teaching. You're so good at what you do, and that is your passion. Um, do you envision the Keke Powell brand becoming something else, like that's even more and bigger than social media? Is there something that you have dreamed for Keke Powell Teaches?
Um, I mean, I have dreams, but not like social media wise.
Right.
I mean, like, I really want to be Texas Teacher of the Year
Oh,
one
I
year.
want you to be.
That
Mhm.
would be
Who do we have to petition?
that. I'm like really trying to work up my resume because I'm
Yeah.
like, this would be epic,
Yeah.
and that, and I've also thought about, okay, after if I could win Texas Teacher of the Year, I'm like, well, maybe I can do something with my educational leadership
Yeah.
and possibly work my way up. I always said I would never be admin,
Yeah.
but sometimes I feel like, well, maybe I could. People tell me, they're like, you should actually try to be a vice principal one day. I'm like,
Yeah.
one day. That year is not this year or next,
Yeah.
but We might be getting closer eventually.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, it's that's what that is same thing for me. I think there's like this natural pathway. And I remember when I got my master's, everybody was like, you should become a principal or an assistant principal. And I was like, it just didn't feel aligned for me. And
Yeah.
so I went for my learning technologies degree. And that's kind of I sort of shifted a little bit, shifted gears with that. I think what you've done though with your brand and with your classroom and just it comes down to your attitude, your passion. It is you have so many different opportunities and like I know we're recording, but I'll tell you, I feel like you have something bigger even than that to do with your brand. And I can't explain exactly what that is, but I see it in you and take it from a veteran teacher of over 2 decades. Like I can there is something there and I think that's why I do fangirl over you and it's really just that you're so authentic and you celebrate yourself and you celebrate that you're not perfect, right? Like, I mean, listen, you're showing up to the doctor's office in your onesie. Like I'm not sure that I could do that,
That's
Kiki.
yeah.
Not sure that I could, but I want to say that you continue to encourage people inside and outside of the classroom. And I think that's really the message here is that you're just sharing authentically who you are, what you're doing. You're trying to get supplies for your classroom.
Mhm.
And I always say it like grew legs, say grew legs that you didn't intend on, but it's all for good stuff. And you're inspiring. I mean, look, you're even inspiring Rick. You know, he didn't know anything about cupping until this episode.
I always learn something new from these episodes
We always do.
every single
Okay.
time.
Well, we've gone, I mean, we could keep talking. I have so many questions and I do like, I love just your history of everything. Your experiences are incredible.
Mhm. Your
I want to
energy,
know,
everything.
yeah, before we get into the juice box confessional, I want to know, what advice would you give a teacher who is still in school? They haven't graduated yet. They haven't passed their test. I know you're national board certified teacher, which is huge. Like I want to just shout that out. That is an incredible accomplishment. For those teachers that are not yet in the classroom and about to be, especially in this time frame of the world, okay? It's hard. I'm going to give it to every single one of you. I was out of the classroom since 2021. I know that it's so different. What would your advice be to those teachers as they are embarking on going into the classroom?
My best advice would to be to trust yourself and what you think is right. If you think what you're doing is great for students, then it probably is, and not
Mhm.
worry about what other people have to say. My biggest thing is I hate when people say teachers have to be doing all the same things. No, they're not. We all have different strengths and weaknesses. My teacher next door, she's an excellent math teacher and she teaches the way that she does, and that's great. I do my math a little bit different and it's a differentiated lesson and it's still great.
Yep.
And we need to highlight that we all bring amazing things to the table and it's not something that we should be putting down.
I agree with that. I always say that.
100%.
I it became my catchphrase actually, and Rick will always say it and make fun of me a little bit with Ryan McGinnis, and it's fine. There's a way, not the way. There's a way to do something, and we are all human, and we are all different, and we were not supposed to show up and be cookie cutter teachers. I used to say that whenever I would drive around North Texas, and they were putting in new communities, and all the houses looked exactly the same, and I was like, why are they doing that? Right? Like we're all so different, and that is the beauty of community. It's the beauty of the community that you're building in your classroom. You're teaching your own students that their individuality is what's important and they can all be successful and it's not going to look the same. And I
Yeah,
just really love that sentiment.
that's
Rick, do you
amazing.
have any last questions for Kiki before I hop on over to play
I'm
just
excited. I'm
are you
excited for juice
excited?
boxes because
Or juice boxes. I know
yeah,
there's an ongoing joke. I think we had my daughter on a couple of episodes ago. She was like, are you going to send me some juice boxes? And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. We could brand some juice boxes with Play at 3 and like put them in the mail. I think that's still a great idea for season 2, Rick.
I'm
Um,
waiting. I'm
well, you're
waiting.
in charge of it. I'm so sorry. For everybody on that side of the pond, you've got to take care of your people, and I got to take care of the people on this side of the pond. So I don't know what you're waiting on.
Good Good job we've got majority US guests then, isn't it? My pocket's
Somebody's
not
been
going to go
slacking
light.
on their job. Just kidding. Okay. All right. This is really random. And here's what I've actually done for you, Keke. I have curated a list of all the questions that I've asked over the course of season 1 and part of season 2. I'm going to start off with this question because we were kind of talking about the classroom, but I want to know, what is your most chaotic work moment that somehow turned out fine? So it was like the meme, the GIF where it's like the little dog is sitting at the desk and everything's in flames, but everything was okay.
Anytime I pull out the pop-up pods, probably. I don't know why. I just love to be dramatic. And I will purposely pull out one at a time. And they're like, whoa, what is that? And I'm like, you get in the pod. And they're like, oh, and they're like, do you have more? And I'm like, no. And then I'll be like, nonchalantly pull out another one. There's 10. So I'll do it dramatically 10 times and the class will be going crazy. And I'm like, why do I do this? But I get a high off of their like curiosity and they're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, what does she have planned next? Like the unknown for them is just so thrilling.
Don't you
So
think that's good though? I mean, like you really are. You are so good at that, like sort of teaching them that anticipation, that curiosity. And I think going through life, it's really important that you have that rather than going, oh, nothing's working out for me, or the same old, same old. That's so good. Okay, let me find some. This is kind of like a hodgepodge of everything, Rick. You would love what I've got here. It would make your dyslexia annoyed, actually.
Oh.
Okay. You ready?
You got my hopes up and then destroyed it with dyslexia. It's like,
well, you were saying that you
you'd
were
like
overwhelmed.
it and then
you would like it
dislike-
because it's like
Okay.
everything, but you would like for me
You've
to
not
read
made
it
it
to
a
you and
visual
accommodate for you.
representation.
Exactly.
Okay, you've not accommodated for me. Okay.
Okay, quick
I
fire.
know
Quick
how it
fire,
is.
Keke. All right. These are for Keke only, just FYI.
All right. I'll sit and look pretty again.
Okay, coffee shop workday or working at home?
Oh, working at home. I can
Okay.
get so much done at home.
Yeah. Voice notes or emails?
Ooh. I like voice notes.
Oh,
I
you
like to hear
do?
people's voices.
Farmer Fobs, if you ever listen to her episode, she gives me a hard time because once I sent her like a 6-minute voice note, she was like, "What the heck?" And if
I
you know,
love Farmer Fox.
and if you know Manny from Ed Puzzle, like he will send me Marco Polos that are 10 minutes. I'm not kidding. I have to get out my sticky notes.
I have gotten a long, you know what? You're right. Manny does send voice memos. Because I
Manny,
was like
we love
reading
you.
it. I'm like, yeah, shout out to Manny.
Shout out
Best
to Manny.
stylish stressed person I know.
He's so awesome. Okay, over prepare or figure it out as you go.
I'm the worst. I'm going to figure it out as you go.
Okay. Phone notes or sticky notes?
Sticky notes.
Mm-hmm. When you're on video calls with colleagues or anything else, camera on or camera off?
If I know we're going to have a good time, camera on. If I don't know more than half the people in the room, forget it. Cameras off.
Yes. I'm the same way. I'm exactly the same way. Okay, let me find my other funny ones. Because it's like, where are my ones? Hold on. I gotta
Are you
scroll up.
telling
There's
me you're
so
not
much.
organized, Tisha
I'm not
Poncio?
organized, and this is not surprising. I have a lot of questions for her. Okay, dry erase markers or flare pens?
I love dry erase markers.
Do you? That surprises me. That surprises me.
Colorful ones.
Colorful ones. Would you rather deal with a copier jam or a Wi-Fi outage?
Ooh. You know what? A Wi-Fi outage, because it teaches kids they need to figure life out without technology back in the day. And we have STEM bins that require no technology assistance.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
go hands on.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be a little bit of a Gen X, like this or that. So Blockbuster, I guess Blockbuster or nothing. Well, did you go to Blockbuster? Did you watch movies when you were younger, or were
I
you?
did, but as an adult, I hate them. So I would choose
Really?
nothing.
Really?
I'm not a movie person.
Oh, that's so fascinating.
Okay.
I
I
never
don't
would
like
have
to
guessed
sit still for 2 hours.
listen.
Yeah, I can understand
that.
that.
Right here. Okay, did you have a Tamagotchi or a Beanie Baby?
Oh, I had both.
You had
but
both?
I think Tamagotchis are so cool.
Yeah. TRL or MTV Spring Break?
TRL.
Okay, burned CDs or mixed tapes?
Ooh, burned CDs, because whoever made you that burned
Classic.
CD was thinking very intentional about you.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, did you ever have any this is just a yes or no question, you can expand your answer, but did you ever have any MySpace top 8 drama? So your top 8 friends, did you ever have any drama around who you chose for those top friends?
I wanna say no. I feel like
Rick is laughing. I guess he had some drama himself.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we
Well,
always
he
did with
went.
MySpace.
What is it, Rick? Tell us.
It's basically where you did you have a MySpace account?
Yeah, we all did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
We want to
just
know
double
your drama.
checking. The
We didn't have drama.
last person we had on didn't have a MySpace, so I'm just
That's a good memory
clarifying. You
because I
know,
don't remember that.
don't attack me for trying to just make sure I'm
There's
right here.
there's the British over politeness. No, okay, Rick, go ahead. Sorry. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm pretty
This is
sure I
what I
still
have to.
talk to top 4 out of my 8 still on my top on
Ooh,
my
that's
That's
really
MySpace.
good. That's
good.
good.
That's amazing.
But yeah, there's basically every time there was always confrontation when you knew someone had taken somebody off their top 8 friend list and put somebody else there. It was like watching a drama season, and it was like you didn't even have to know any of the story or anything, but you knew something had gone on when someone got taken off somebody's list, and it just spread like wildfire during school every time.
So
That's so
true.
funny.
You couldn't have
It
said it
was it was
better.
it was our version of we have what's called Coronation Street in EastEnders,
Yeah.
which is our local drama, been going for like 50 years now.
It's
It was a
fascinating.
modern day version of that.
Yeah, it's actually fascinating as you were talking about it. Like Kiki's like, yeah, I still talk to those 4 people, and you're like, there's all this drama, and I'm just thinking, in real time, we were rating our friends and putting it out in the world, and I can't imagine that we would do that today. Do you guys think that we would ever like? I don't think that would actually work. I think it would cause a ton of drama, even more so.
Yes, but some
Mm.
people, like, you can take photos with them and not put them on your story or post them,
True.
you know?
That's true.
That's a very
That's
good
true.
point. Yeah.
You know, I will say though, a disclaimer, Kiki, I will send like I'll give you an example. I met with James from Gina Lee yesterday. We took a photo. I saved it. I'm like, I need to post it, and then I just forgot. So, sometimes I'll have to like do a redo and be like, okay, here are all my pictures. Okay, let's do the music questions now. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
That's
emotionally Backstreet. Are you a Backstreet? Okay, Backstreet Boys. That was easy. The other option was emotionally unavailable alternative bands.
Backstreet, because the boys sing Backstreet Boys in the car karaoke every time
Do
we're
they?
together.
Do they?
Every
Yeah.
time.
You know, I was a New Kids on the Block girl, but I have seen Backstreet Boys in concert because they did a Backstreet Boys in KOTB concert. I was at that. I was at the front. It was really, really good. Okay, so if you had a song that was going to be like you talked about reality TV earlier. If you had a reality TV show, what song is going to be the intro for that?
Oh, man. We just talked about our walk-up songs on Wednesday.
What is
Um,
yours?
you know what? This wasn't what I said, but I would do Swag Surf because it puts everybody in a good mood, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
when you hear it, you'll automatically start
Yeah.
dancing, and I usually dance in my class
That's very what is your song in class that your students love to hear right now?
Oh my gosh. Well, we have multiple. The
Mhm.
first one is the Start Again song on
Mhm.
Go Noodle.
Mhm.
It's an affirmation song, and I hear my
Aw.
kids sing it, and they're like, "This is lit." I'm like, "Yeah, right, it is lit." And then they love listening to just like Kids Bop,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
Kids Bop song.
Yeah.
Just like
What
espresso,
Oh.
espresso,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I say I'm working late because I'm a teacher. So every time they're like, "I'm working," I'll just start singing it, and they're like, "No, it's not the time to sing."
I love it. I love how they're policing your songs and your dancing and everything.
Sometimes I feel like they're the adult.
Yes. Which TV show accidentally shaped your personality?
Ooh, that one was hard to think about on the
Mm.
fly. Okay. Hannah Montana.
I love it.
I
Yes.
loved
Oh.
Hannah Montana. I still listen to her soundtrack because it is a double life. When you
It
put on a
is.
costume, you're a different
Yes.
person.
Yes.
Yes,
But
good
don't you
point.
also think that that could be said for like just being a teacher? Like there is a
Yes.
certain way that I would show up as a teacher. And then if you saw me at the grocery store, I'm now at the grocery store and I have kind of switched the version that I am, right? And then the people see you at the grocery store, your kids, and I bet they're like, Miss Powell, what do you mean you get food?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Is there an album that you overplayed so hard that you will not listen to it anymore?
Oh, no. Every year I make a new playlist.
Oh,
It's
so
literally
do I.
called
Do you do that? Me
It
too.
says 2025
Me
jams. This year's
too.
2026 jams, and the same songs are on there from like
Me too.
wherever. It
I
hasn't really.
knew we were going to be friends, but that has now sealed the deal for me because Rick is laughing. I'll be like, here's my 2026 playlist. And I'll be like, would you like to review my 2022 playlist? I mean, don't you agree that it is sort of like it is like a time capsule because when
It
I go
is.
listen to it, it tells me where I was kind of mentally during that year. It's so fascinating. I love that so much. Wow, I did not expect that one. Rick, do you have any fun questions for Keke? I could keep going. I mean, we're
You're
already an
more than
hour in.
welcome to keep going with them. I mean, you're the one that does the juice box.
I
I'm
think
just
we're
still
gonna.
waiting for
I
my juice
know.
box. Even though you told me I'm supposed to get it myself.
You are. You're supposed to. You don't even have juice boxes there. You have something on cordial or something that's
We have
real.
juice boxes. Just because we're
you?
4,000 miles away doesn't mean we don't have them. Of
Okay.
course we do.
Last question. What teacher habit will you refuse to let go of? Like you are gonna die on that teacher habit hill. What is it?
Oh, my teacher habit. You got me stumped on that. I feel like there's so many things.
I know. My teacher habit would be the thing that would make no sense to anybody and I would keep it. But when I started teaching, my mentor teacher gave me one of those easy graders. It literally is like easy
I know
grader,
exactly what
right?
you're
You know what I'm
talking
saying? And it's green. And I remember so I still have it. And it didn't matter if the computer was going to calculate it for me or if I would always want to like touch it and like move it around and like use my easy grader. So that would be like mine. I mean, like who even
Okay.
really needs it, right?
Okay, so you're gonna die at this. So every kid having a classroom drop, and then on Fridays I have employee of the week. So two kids get an award for doing their job, and they fight to the death. They're like they make sure it holds them accountable, but it's really funny because they're like, is this employee of the week worthy? Like I'm starting to come young. And my personal favorite is whoever gets phone monitor because they'll be like, Miss Powell's room, this is Tisha speaking. How can I help you today? Like it's the funniest thing. So when people come in and they're not used to like every kid having a specific job,
Yes.
I'm like, no, your job is to sit there. They will take care of it all. And so that's what I will die on.
Yeah. Keke,
Classroom helpers.
You know what? I'm going to say
Amazing.
that is a great place for us to end because literally that is how I ran my high school classroom. And that is how you are running your second grade classroom. And that goes to show that students can be leaders no matter their age, no matter where they are. You give them ownership of something and watch them exceed your expectations. And I just commend you for doing that because your kids, all of the students that you've had, will grow up to be incredible leaders because of you. So I just teacher of the year
Amazing.
right here, guys. Teacher of the year. I'm just going to manifest it for you. And then we can make a teacher of the year Keke Powell playlist. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to share with our listeners or with us before we hop off?
If you want to follow my journey or if you have advice for me or tips and tricks, send me a DM at Miss Powell Teaches on Insta.
Awesome.
Amazing. Well, Keke, thank you for joining us on the Played 3 podcast. All her socials are down in the description below, so please go check her out, give her a follow. If you enjoyed the episode, please give it a thumbs up, follow us, subscribe if you aren't already. And until next week, we'll see you
at ISTE.
Yeah, we'll see you at ISTE. Tish likes to interrupt me on these endings. It completely throws me off.
I thought you were going to say, we'll see you at ISTE. Please come find us at ISTE. We want to hang out with you and also follow Mrs. Powell Teaches.
Thanks for having me.
Bye for now.